Islam, Islam, Islamism. Praise Allah, honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, honors to Marcus Messiah Garvey Bay, honors to all Moorish Americans who live their life according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Praise Allah for all ones who are classified as Negro, Black, and Colored who want their condition to change. Latino, Chicano, Hispanic, Guam, Puerto Rico, Filipino, and all these named with the roots of slavery. The name of the show today is Change. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world, and there's things that have gone on before my life was manifested here on earth. I tend to empathize with people who suffer the same as me, but also sympathize who don't suffer the same as me, but could relate to the struggle and condition. The problem is, when people are constantly indoctrinated with so much information and it's been passed down from decades and decades of generation, and the ethnicity keep changing, then we have to understand that everyone else, and that's probably like 90-some% of the population of people nationwide who have nationality, don't suffer any type of cultural shock or anything of that nature. But yet still they suffer slavery. Will you understand that people have to adjust to some type of change? They have to adjust to the way of living, the culture, the way you are accustomed to living has to change, because the people who are in power choose to have a certain stigma and a certain calamity or bullseye on their chest, and they feel that they should be more obligated than any other group of people on this planet. And I say that this is type of supremacy is a crime, because we don't think that our condition could be better, that we accept what the slaveholder gives us, whatever hours in time during the day that certain business or places of establishment open. We tend to take the finances that we earn through sweat, blood, and tears that has been passed down from since 1779 until now, where we are basically contract slavery. When people see that the conditions has only changed just a little bit, they don't see the calamities that the people face on a daily basis. They think because they got a job, they got a house, they got a car, and all sort of stuff, and they're paying mortgage, they're making payments, and all this sort of stuff, but yet still gonna turn their faces and blind eye to people who are not mentally able to be able to hold a job, be able to raise a family, and all this other stuff, and they come from Salem Asylums. And the problem in our society here in the United States corporation, that we were automatically signed up to this particular contract that holds us in contempt, but also hold us to the point where we can't see nothing else. We can't see nothing else because we don't understand anything else. We were indoctrinated. We were taught wrong. We were taught things that has no value. that consume, 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 while you wait, while you struggle enslaved at work on a plantation, where you go to work and you dress according to what slave master allows you to dress, according to his or her uh, way of thinking, and think and talk the way they do, you lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, you lose your state of mind of who you truly are, and you lose your culture and customs. There's no way in heck in our society that every household you go to, there's either a father missing, a mother missing, or a so-called single-parent home. Do you realize that all this stuff was all created and designed to allow for the Asiatics, Moorish American Muslims to fail? But in order to understand the condition, you have to raise yourself out of that dynamic, that vibration, that particular ether of this bestiality society of the mark of the beast that was being put upon us when this nation was already started, but it was already being implemented with the Jim Crow era, and this modern day Jim Crow is still going on to this day, that we have no idea what it is that's going on. We have brothers and sisters out here who don't want to be brothers and sisters no more. They don't want to make peace with each other no more. Grandmoms don't hold the door open no more to allow anyone to come into her house and get a nice, good, decent meal and have a conversation and make peace. And you spare the rod, spare the child. You know, your neighbor down the street, you acting a fool and stuff like that. You getting your butt beat by your neighbors, and then next thing you know, other neighbors see you doing the same thing. You get your butt beat by them, and by the time you get home to mama and papa, you get your butt beat for getting your butt beat by the neighbors because you were misbehaving. Now, this type of organization was already implemented during those times, but these times have changed because of the simple fact that they refuse to allow any child to be disciplined, because spare the rod, spare the child creates abuse. No, it creates orderly conduct. I too was raised with beaten with the chancla or the sandal, or you know what I'm saying, the belt or the extension cord. I've been beaten by these things, but you don't see your brother man Moorish life acting a fool and talking all this yip yap and talking all this falsehood, because you know what? You get your butt beat for lying. You get your butt beat for deceiving the people and talking back to your elders. And no one seems to understand why the older generation seems to have their screws wrapped tight and understand that the condition has changed over the years since, number one, since the Black Panthers have been shut down. The Nation of Islam has been ransacked. The White Panthers have been ransacked. These other church organizations have been ransacked by the Bureau of Security Services Incorporated, the BOSCI, and these are ones, the same ones are the modern day Ku Klux Klan, who operate the agenda of pharmaceutical company that's being paid by the Rothschild Rockefellers, the 13 families who offered Robert Pike a deal to go accept the oath in the Masonic order to be able to be clear and free of basically murdering the Asiatic, so-called Negro, blacks and colors, Latinos, Chicano, Hispanics, and Asians. Our people were martyred and destroyed by the European powers that be. And I'm going to say this because the simple fact that the brothers and sisters are coming into the light of the truth, and they understand the condition, but they have nobody to teach them. They're tired of this so-called democracy that governs the group of people, that takes away the freedom from the people. But yet still, for instance, for an example, you can't Hold on, family. Give me a moment.
Yeah, it's warm in there.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
It's family. I'm back. We live in a society where we're constantly being told what to do, what we can and cannot do. And if you decide to go back to my train of thought, we can sit here and work a 9 to 5 or whatever. The rent right now is probably like close to $3,000 for 3,000 and some change for a 3 bedroom. Then you have to make 3 times the amount of money to be able to afford the place to stay and to be able to sustain a living. Why do they do this? Because the rich want money. They want your finances and they're taking it. But what we have to understand is that the body politic, which is a state of mind of the people, are going to perish for a lack of knowledge because they don't have no idea of how to come out of this situation that they are in, and they don't have any idea of what else to do in the situation. They work hard, you know what I mean? People, mothers and fathers are going crazy because they're not able to make ends meet. Life is a constant struggle because we're supporting mediocrity. We support mediocrity because we see what the so-called white man does, and then we copy him. We want to celebrate Valentine's Day, and we don't even think for ourselves what that holiday means. We want to celebrate Christmas, but we have no idea where that comes from. We just do it because we see other people do it, and it becomes a big fad, and all we do is spend money, consume. And what do we have legacy to leave our children? And so-called Negro, blacks, and colors, Latino, Chicano, Hispanics, and Islanders out there. What legacy do we have to leave them? Nothing. We live in an apartment. We're paying rent. So how are you going to pass that down? You know what I mean? So when are we going to start coming together and start reuniting our thinking and start off with a new solution? New solution should be that the so-called Negro, blacks, and coloreds, Afro-American, African-American, whatever you want to call yourself, some so-called Latino, Chicano, Hispanics, should come to the Moorish Science Temple of America, proclaim nationality, and put all the business ideas on the table and work together as a whole to overthrow this democracy. This democracy is a demonized government that controls the state of mind of the people, tell you what to think, how to think, and what to do and how to react in situations. You want to go get you a Maserati. You want to go get you this car and that car. Okay, you know, that's all good. But what you fail to realize is that when you drive that conveyance or car off the lot, it depreciates its value. Well, last I checked, the dollar's gonna crash, yo. And all these people who drive all these expensive cars, Teslas and Maserati and Fiat and these folly names, whatever car, you ain't gonna be able to sell that for a nickel, yo. I'm being real. Not gonna sell it for a nickel. And I'll give you the source of information where I get it from. I'll give it from Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I need my brothers and sisters out there to understand the condition. Hold on, family. Yeah, Islam, I'm back, family. What y'all have to understand is that this type of condition we signed up for to get the so-called freedom, and this goes back to my train of thought where if you pay X amount in rent and majority of it goes to light, water, gas, trash, sewer, and so on and so on, what is it that you have as a situation to go broke easily? So why, if freedom was freedom here in the Americas, then wouldn't you be able to get some type of food stamps to be able to apply for it? Hold on, family. Islam family, never lose hope. Never lose hope. That's all I have to say to you. Keep strong. Hold on a minute. Islam family, I back. We have to really take into consideration that you can't keep doing the same old stuff over and over again, bumping your head, making mistakes, repeatedly, redundantly, to the point where you lose yourself, to the point where you are just, you just lose yourself. And then when you try to make yourself a lot better condition for you and your family, you seem to fail because the people who are in power are in control over everything. All these nations, all these islands, and so on and so on. They want to rename this, rename that. Rich people are the most wickedest people on the face of this earth. But yet still, we don't understand the condition. We don't know how to change the condition. We don't try to get resources to better our condition. And then when we try to get resources and try to tell our families, they tell us otherwise. I have a multitude of brothers who are coming out of prison, and I congratulate them for getting out. But the problem is not going back. because they have this all sold up because you committed this crime or whatever. They have no remorse for the so-called Negro, Blacks, and Colors, Latino, Chicano, Hispanic, because they want to keep control. If they continue to control our people, then we will lose our train of thought. But we can never move forward. We can never think for ourselves. We can never be independent from the European slaveholder and our own way of thinking, because we have PTSD. We suffer slavery because we don't think. We don't think there's a better life other than being a Negro, Black, or Colored, or Afro-American, African-American, Latino, Chicano, Hispanic, etc. We don't want to change because every time we go in some religious organization that serves no purpose and we keep giving dollars, we have failed as a society and we have failed as a people. When a brother or sister who is Asiatic, Moorish, and don't know that they're Moorish, then that means that they have lost the war. The war has already been won by the ones who have held us captive. The one who kept us in MIA, missing in action. Prisoner of war. As Dr. King said it best, he said that my people are exiled on their own land. That's what got him murdered. Because he told the truth. Now what happens when you tell the truth? It makes you free. Whether we accept the truth or not, whether we go to a religious organization of our choice and they're not teaching us what we should know, but every time we knock down the teachings that is being presented to us, then we turn a blind eye because we've been bamboozled by the teachings of this particular religious organization. We don't understand of how to allow our minds to grow, but accept whatever we were taught that was passed down from generation to generation, which is some type of slavery, some type of curse. This type of curse is the religion that we've been practicing. They held us captive for so long to the point where we can't think of nothing else. We say Allah to the Christians, they have a problem with it. And I'm not saying all of them, I'm just saying the majority of them, and they know who they are. Because if anybody was to start doing some homework and start studying for themselves, they would see that the condition would be a lot better. Yet still they don't understand that the condition could be better because they accept whatever is given to them by the slaveholder isn't being passed down from generation to generation. Genesis chapter 12 verse 1 and 2 says, Abraham, I have made you a great nation. Whoever will bless you, I will bless him. Whoever will curse you, I will curse him. So right now, our people are right now, in this end time of our society, from 1774 all the way till now, our people have been suffering slavery and we've constantly been cursed. And a lot of us are waking up and a lot of us are proclaiming our nationality as Moorish Americans. There's nothing else but to do but to go up. We've been beat down with these names that allude to slavery. Why would you be proud to be called black? Why would you be proud to be called a color? Why would you be proud to call something that the European slaveholder gave you, and then you over here eating Cowboys pork and beans, and that's something that we shouldn't even be eating. Pork should be off the diet. Any scavenger should be off the diet. But when you start changing your condition and changing the way you eat, the more you evolve, the more you grow. And I'm going to call the facts what it is. Can't nobody sit here and try to dictate to you what you can and cannot eat, but yet still you suffer on a daily basis. You constantly have congestion, you constantly sick because you're eating the wrong foods. Now in the Bible, it also teaches us that Jesus spoke to the common people, and he says that healthy people don't need a doctor. Sick people do. So what does that tell you? That means proper dieting, proper health is what leads you to salvation, that leads you to allow you to better your condition, your state of mind, to better who you are and better the next man who is suffering the same thing, who wants their condition to be better. We can't say that we want or else because we don't want or else because we're thinking of otherwise. We choose to suffer the same condition, but yet and still our family members are drunk on alcohol, smoking cigarettes, eating pork, eating swine, eating all disgusting filth, but yet and still we wonder why our family members are suffering from Alzheimer's disease and getting hit by cars and hit by a train or whatever the case may be, and suffering calamities real hard and bringing grief to the family. Who created this condition? Who created a condition where people should be strung out on this heroin and this drugs, but yet and still they're giving you a pacifier to escape from it, to be clean, so to speak. But then again, they allowing you to suffer, but they're giving you pharmaceutical drugs to add to the drug that's already in your system to make your mental condition worse. No one understands the condition now unless you go through it yourself. Not unless you see your loved ones go through it, then you can be able to understand. Or maybe if you go through it, maybe you can empathize. Maybe you can sympathize. It all depends on your state of mind. It all depends on your experience. Because guess what? Experience is your best teacher, family. That's what it is. Without experience and going through the trials and tribulations and the hardship, you don't know how to deal and cope with life. You don't know how to deal with and cope with the loved ones around you. You love them so much that you have to let them be. You keep holding on to them like you want to control them, but you can't control them. If you can't control yourself, then you can't control your people. If you realize that the Pinocchios around here are being hung on a string and being navigated to do what's as so by the puppet master as a puppeteer or whatever, then you have lost your mind. You doing what you're being told to do, but you don't get paid to think. Once you get paid to think, they lose the war. Once you don't get paid to think, you lose the war, they win the war. So guess what? Anytime you sign these contracts with work or whatever, you have already committed infidelity with your wife and your children, because your life is based upon work, and that's what they want you to do. They call you to come into work, boy, and you do as you tell. You say, yes, sir. You about to have a time of life with your wife, you better go on vacation. Vacation pay is canceled. So now what do? Your wife is going to divorce you because you spend too much time at work. You probably mess it with some other dude, cause some havoc and hardship in your family. You want to be controlling and manipulating, but you can't even do nothing properly but make sure that your family is happy. You making sure the boss is happy. You making sure the supervisors and the corporate entities are happy. You making sure every time you get paid that your portion of check goes right off the top to corporate entities, so that way they can get rich off of your money. Your sweat, blood, and tears, but you don't even see that or understand that. Slavery is a factor. Slavery is on the manifest. But yet still people still do the same thing and don't think how the condition can be better. That's the problem. So what are we doing to better our condition, family? That's the question. What are we doing? If we're constantly bickering and fighting with our children, then what are we doing to be better? That's the question. You don't know what else to do, but do as you're told. So I'm going to take a break and go into the chat. We see got Emily. Heaven hi to you. We have Zuzana. I don't know what that is, but yeah, whatever. Pradeep from India. Peace and blessings to you. Love my people from India. Hold on right quick, family. Give me one moment. I'm on back. I don't understand. I'm on back. I don't understand what was Susanna talking about eats. Oh my gosh. Dory. Gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Only thing I can say is we gotta make sure that we have ourselves 90-day supply worth of food, family. Make sure you got your generators. Make sure you got your nationality on the record on the status. Because if you don't, it's going to be very difficult. And I'm pretty sure that we got to make sure that we are prepared for the situation, because something's big about to happen, and they're about ready to close everything down. They're already closing down stores already. Next thing after they start closing things down is going to be your fast food chains and all that stuff. So y'all be ready, family. This is the end of the show. Peace and blessings. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. To His holy prophet, Ali. Ameen. Islam family, please check the description box. My email is there. My email is morsh.life@yahoo.com. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some merch put up and everything. So take care, family. Peace and love. Love you all. And shout out to Pana Trucking, my trucking family over there. Peace and love. My fellow men, I hope you heal up and get better. I sent you a comment. You probably won't watch the show, but I pray all is well with you and your wife and stuff. I pray good healing your way. I also want to say pray good healing to all those who are suffering right now. And I pray a speedy recovery to all those who suffer. So please keep in mind, family, what you eat is what becomes your state of mind of who you are. So peace and love, family. And this message was for you all. And this is for me apologizing for not being on Monday. Something important happened, so I will be going live again on Monday. So this is a makeup show that I normally don't do in the AM, but I'm doing this for you all. Peace and love. Islam.